Welcome back, like something like a podcast. I'm Alan Strom with
RM.
the one and only.
Yes, sir.
So we got some crazy news for you listeners out there today. It's really
Okay.
going to hit home. If you guys are baseball fans out there, this is one of the crimes that I really hate. It sickens me to talk about it, but it's one of those things that has to be addressed.
Yes, absolutely.
So we have the Pirates closer, Felipe Velasquez, if I'm saying that name right.
Okay.
That doesn't matter. He's sick anyways. But anyways, he did solicitation to a minor.
Okay.
It's been going on for some time now, like over 2 years. It happened when she was 13. She's 15 now. So the issue with that being said is that he was sending her sex videos of himself.
Sex videos of himself.
Of himself.
With adult women, or what was he
Just
doing?
himself. That's what I read. This is what I'm coming from.
Okay.
The source. I for you listeners out there, I did lose the actual article, so I shouldn't have saved it, but I lost what was being said on it. But he's being charged in. I actually got it right here. I actually got something right here. He's being charged in Lee County, Florida.
Okay. So he was. I'm just going off of my own imagination. He was probably pleasuring himself, videotaped it, and sent it to this girl.
Dude, it's just
Exactly. So how did it? Did she if she's been doing it for 2 years, then she's been quiet for a while.
It sounds like
he's been doing it for 2 years.
It sounds like it. Again, I don't remember what the article did say about how it came out. It just, again, if you're doing something that you're not supposed to, it's going to eventually come out to the light.
So where did he meet this girl?
What I read, I didn't see anything about how he met her.
This is kind of brand new news, so things are going to come out later on.
I
all
don't
of the
hardly
details.
have anything right now to share on that
Right.
perspective. But the only thing I can give my opinion wise on this is I think it's sickening.
Absolutely.
I think it's nasty.
Right.
Come on now. 13, now 15 years old. Are you serious? And you was 25, 26 at the time. Seriously, dude?
Yeah. But
he's 28 now.
He's 28 now.
He's 28 now.
But we've been hearing more and more about this. Like, we talked about Jeffrey Epstein, and now
the mortals,
but we didn't talk about like other celebrities like Woody Allen. Mm-hmm. So Woody Allen, from what I know, adopted this girl. I think she was like an Asian girl, and he adopted her since I don't know what age, but she was a minor. Brought her up like he was like she was his own child, and then married her.
How old was she?
I don't know. I don't know what age she was when he adopted her, but he raised this child, I guess grooming her to be the perfect wife. But she's a child and you're raising her. And then when she gets, I guess, of age, then you marry her. So who's to say what he was doing behind closed doors when he's with the child, if you're trying to groom her to be your wife?
Oh my gosh.
But you don't hear anything about it.
No, you don't hear anything about it because of, for one, what state did this come from?
I think Woody Allen lives in New York.
Okay.
So they've been seen, this was back in maybe the early 90s.
So she's
earlier.
obviously of age,
She's
now.
of age of now, but they saw him with the girl sitting on his lap, maybe at Knicks games. It's your child. You're going to let your child sit on your lap. You're going to do things.
Yeah, but
in the back of his head, he's like, oh, I'm going to make her my wife. That's sick.
That is, dude.
That's
honestly,
real sick.
I would like to adopt a kid someday. I like to obviously have my own someday, and definitely adopt as well.
Right.
But come on now, if you even if it's not your blood, but if you adopt a child that needs a home that is going to become your daughter or your son, why?
Well, see, I'm just speaking off of a gut instinct. When people go to adopt children, I'm sure they have to pass some type of psychological test. You're not just giving a child to anybody. So they're putting you through these tests to see if you're going to be abusive or if you're going to be touching these kids.
Exactly. They do background checks. They actually check out your home to make sure that it's, that you're not doing something you're not supposed to do.
Right.
They go through all the proper channels. But the thing is, again, it's not hard to act like something that you're not.
That's very true. But I would think they would do, like you said, very, very detailed investigations.
Trust me, they really go really into it.
And do follow-ups.
Oh, they do.
Too.
They do.
And, they're going to talk to the kid, but I don't know. I'm just saying this has been going on for a while. But I did want to touch on something that a lot of people don't know. So there is this company. I don't know if they're still around. I know a lot of these people have gone to the internet now, but there's this company called Nambla. the North American Man-Boy Love Association. Now, they were founded in the late 70s. And this is for people who love young boys, men who love young boys. Now, this started back in ancient Greece and but this started back in ancient Greece and ancient Rome. Now, I've read things about these Greek philosophers like Socrates and Plato. They've had like this inclination to like young boys, just this love for it. So there's an organization for these people. It's nothing different than any other organization like the transgender group. You know, they kind of rally together and, you know, do their thing.
But you're homing kids at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying it's a group where like-minded people come together and, you know, they just form this alliance, this group, whatever. So there is still going on. They've moved to the internet. So once the internet started to take form, then maybe this brick and mortar place where they used to meet, now they're doing it online. So it's people out there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people need to know this. You have to monitor what sites your kids go on.
I agree to
and,
that.
And, you know, who they're talking to.
In my opinion, no kid at 10, 11, 12, 13. I know parents will get mad at me, but I don't give two shits.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because my feeling that is you shouldn't have a cell phone until you're at least 16 to 18 years old. I didn't get my first phone until I was 18. And again, at the time, I'm like, well, I want a cell phone. But the thing is, my parents was like, why? You need a cell phone, you know, because that's when stuff started getting even worse and worse and worse inside society. I disagree with some aspects with young kids getting phones.
Okay.
Just because you got sick ass people out in the world that would do shit like Velasquez did of the pirates that all actually mentally want to harm children.
Right.
Then they pry on that. So
they prey
I know
on
when
it,
I have kids of my own someday, they'll not get in a cell phone, I can tell you that, until they get a little up in age, like 16, 18, I think that's... But then people's count on me, it's like, well, now you shelter on them. No, I'm just protecting them.
Yeah.
The water's only going to get even worse and worse as years go by.
Yeah. But if you were going to give your kid a phone, you would give him a phone with restrictions, or maybe like a track phone where you can only call out.
I was about to touch on that too.
Internet and all that other stuff.
No, that's what I'm saying.
They really don't need it.
Again, I'm not calling no parent out. I'm just saying some parents don't do that. They don't care. But then when shit happens, they're like, oh my God. Oh. Like, but for one, you could have avoided that if you would just put restrictions. That's only if they need it. I don't think that they need it at that age. So my opinion on that is no child needs a cell phone. I don't care if you're 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You don't need it. Maybe around, like I said, 15-ish, going to 16, maybe 17. Yeah, eventually you're going to need it. But not as young as some of these. I see some of these kids walk around with like 8 to 10-year-olds with cell phones. Yeah,
but I'll say this. You even have family members who might offer up their children to some of these sickos because they're getting money. They can pay the family, like, we'll give you this hush money, or because how else can these kids in like this mass amount be, you know, being molested? Or the parents who go to these churches and they leave their children with these priests thinking that it's a priest. He's a holy man.
He's supposed to be a child. He's supposed to be a child of God.
Yes, but he's actually touching the kids. So this is what I'm saying is, I don't understand it. I agree with you. I think parents, I'll speak for myself. If I was a parent, I would be on my kids like a hawk. Mm-hmm. What are you doing? Who's that?
And then
who do you know?
Then the counter must be like, well, you shelter them to no. Like when me and my siblings was growing up, my grandfather was the same way. Mm-hmm. So when everybody asked him, say, when you gonna let go of the chain? He's like, yeah, when I'm dead. But you could get him why he was saying it, because for one, he's like, I was young once. Yeah. And just like I said, he was, like I said, a great grandfather. You know, he had all backs, and I know why he did what he did, because of I'm seeing it now. And when I was young, I'm like, no, you're wrong. And he was right. Yeah. Because the world is bad out there, and having kids having cell phones like that at so young of an age, the predators like that.
They do. So I was thinking about R. Kelly too. So a lot of these, so I know the girls who have been, what would you say, preyed upon by R. Kelly. Their family members are in outrage, but their daughters are disconnected. So now R. Kelly has them in this house. So this is the thing, like when you have kids, like we talked about before, they're impressionable. And of course, if it's like a celebrity, then they're going to be starstruck and all. But this celebrity's evil human being.
Yeah, this is what we discussed in the first episode. If you listeners didn't hear the first episode, we actually talked about how Hollywood is definitely corrupt.
Yeah.
With that being said, oh hell no.
Right.
Oh hell no. Once I come with that, oh hell to the no.
Right.
I don't give a shit if you got billions and billions of dollars. I am not letting my kid go through that.
Right.
Fucking
because
money.
it's going to mess them up in the long term. So that's what I'm saying. They promise them, they might, sweet talk them like I love you or come with me and we can build this. But all the while he's urinating on girls or, I mean, I don't know. You probably haven't seen the, and it came out a long time ago, so this is old news, but the docu-series, I guess you would call it, Surviving R. Kelly, and all these women are coming out and
I heard a little bit about the story.
Yeah,
I
these
tried not to
accounts.
follow some of this just because it pisses me off. Because I just want to alone with some of these. I know vengeance is not mine, but I
Yeah.
know at the same time it pisses you off. It's like you want to just cut the dick off and make them eat the damn thing. I'm just being honest here, guys. We're being honest here. This is an open, honest
Right,
podcast.
right.
We're not. I know I should keep my language down, but I'm
we're not
frustrated.
sugarcoating.
I'm
or
not
sugarcoating
this.
anything.
It's really because it really messes them up mentally.
Yeah, it
I have
does.
watched again, guys. I'm gonna shout out Steve Wilkos because I like what that man stands for. I'm not putting him on a pedestal because you don't do that.
Right,
There's
right.
one on a pedestal and that's Jesus. But I'm
Right.
just saying, in this scenario right here, I like Steve Wilkos because he finds the truth.
Right.
And I say a lot of his shows, he actually finds the actual truth, and I like what he stands for.
Okay.
And for that being that said, is that anybody out there that does shit like that, yeah, they should get punished. It's just
They
my
should be punished.
But the thing is, it could happen because like this right here, this was happening for 2 years with the and the Pirates is yet to release any statement. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Again, if I was. I know I'm jumping around, but it's like this because it's so
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sensitive.
raw. Yeah,
It
I
is.
understand that.
And it's like with that, if I was the owner of a team like that, and one of my players did something sick like that, yeah, I'm not gonna I don't give a shit, and I know they say you don't throw the player underneath the bus. What?
Yeah. See, but okay, now I had two things I forgot.
I'm sorry, I'm not
It's all good. But like you were just saying, so there was this talk show, and there's this thing in, I guess, hip-hop culture, street culture, where you don't snitch. And I understand in certain situations you don't. If me and you were to rob a bank and I get caught, I'm not going to give you up.
Exactly.
Because we both did it, so I'm not
Exactly.
going to give you up.
But then the police be like, oh, what's sweet in the deal? You get maybe immunity. You don't go to jail. Who else would you work with? Because they might want a bigger fish. Let's say, because the thing is, if it's one of those things where they'll make a deal. I have watched a lot of cop shows. I know it's falsified. It's scripted, but they go off the theory of the law.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, for example, they would try to sweeten the deal. Maybe say, hey, because if they're going for a big fish, like if somebody up high, let's say it's like a big overall thing that they're trying to bust.
I understand
They're
that.
going to come to you and say, hey, well, and we know you have somebody else. We're going to sweeten the deal. Immunity, you give up your partner, you give up the whole operation, you don't see no jail time. Then you got to testify, and you're like, then you know that they see that you're snitching.
Yeah, you don't do that.
You do not snitch.
Don't do that.
You do not do that.
But this is the term. So they had this rapper on the show. I'm not going to name the rapper. So he took it too seriously. There's levels to certain things. He took it too seriously. So he was on Bill O'Reilly's show, and he was going on about this snitching. So Bill O'Reilly said, well, if you had a pedophile living next to you, I'm not snitching. I said, that's ignorance. That's stupid.
No, that's
because you're
different.
condoning that.
Exactly. That's different.
When you see something that's wrong and a child is in harm's way, you got to intervene or call the authorities.
You know, hell yeah, I'm going to intervene, especially
Right.
if I know that child's being harmed.
Right, but
'Cause
even, let's say you don't know, then you have to call somebody and it's like, okay, this looks too suspicious.
Exactly.
You're asking around, you're talking. But just to turn a blind eye no, you're condoning that. So I understand one part. If you're involved in illegal activity and you guys get busted, you got to take it. You can't throw anybody else under the bus. But if you see something that's not right, you have to say something.
You're
At
right.
least I'm going to do it.
I know I'm going to do it because I
Right.
know, because for one, a child's being harmed.
Right.
And just just like I said, one day when I come to dad, again, I'm not trying to give my personal stuff out of it because it's not about me. But just like I was saying, I grew up, I didn't have my parents still. They chose work over me and my siblings, so it made me a better person to I am to this day. So I know when I have kids of my own someday, I'm gonna treasure what God, the gift that gifts
Yeah.
or a gift or gifts that God have gave me, which is
Right.
either 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids, whatever He wants for me to have. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be blessed. I'm gonna do like I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Step up, be a dad. Don't be there for them and do what a dad should normally do.
Right, right.
Just in that scenario with a child being harmed like that. Come on now.
Yeah.
Why?
But you know what? And I think
Why would you get off? Like I'm trying to think. Like I'm not trying to
I
get into
know.
my head. I'm not a criminal minds unit here, but I'm trying to think of why.
It's
why?
learned behavior, and I'll tell you why it's learned behavior. So I can use R. Kelly for an example,
Okay.
and I know a family member who went through the same thing. So R. Kelly said he was molested when he was younger, and that just kind of carries on to his adult life. So it's like I said, it's learned behavior. So with the family member I'm talking about, it came to find out that he had uncles or whatever touching him. But this is like extended family.
Yeah, but I do get your point. But in that scenario, that's what normally happens most of the time.
Yeah, so and then they get older and they think it's okay to do it, but it's not. So no one has probably. So when things like that happen, I feel like people need counseling.
They do. They definitely when stuff like that happens because it's been proven.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if a child got raped or molested, they grew up to be molesters or
Yeah.
rapists at wills because they don't know how to deal with what happened to them.
Right,
Because they
right.
didn't get the right help. I have seen that. But then you got people out there that's not like that. Just do it because they want to.
Yeah, just because they want to. But we could wrap that one up
Let's
because
just move on.
Yeah, I had something I wanted to bring to the show, and I've been part of, I guess you would call it the business world for next month will be 10 years.
Jeez.
But I've been working, I'm 39 now, since 14.
Mm-hmm.
So handshakes, like different types of handshakes. So there's an old adage that says you can learn a lot from a person through their handshake.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
So I've shaken a lot of people's hands that were, so like where we work, you have like these upper management people, they pop in here and there, and they go around and they shake people's hands. And sometimes you can really gauge on what type of person they are by, the way they shake your hand. So I just wanted to go through a few different handshakes, ones that I've experienced myself that were really wild.
Guys, this is really interesting.
So one handshake is the limp handshake. So when you're shaking someone's hand, I'm going to use you for an example. Shake my hand. No, shake it like
Shake it like you
a
mean it.
business handshake.
All right, shake it like you mean it.
How does that feel?
That feels so fake as shit.
It's a limp handshake. So doing my research on it, they say limp handshakes could be a sign of submission. So if you are in upper management, let's say you're an athlete, whatever you are, you're just this powerful figure. People might let you dominate them through the handshake. Or it could be a sign of men not being masculine enough. So,
Wow.
Yeah. So, funny thing, I've been to church a few times and I've shaken some of the pastors' hands. And most pastors' hands that I've shaken, very firm. They let you know that they're manly. So I went to this one church, and when you get to the door, there's this lady standing there with, I guess they have like these pamphlets to tell you,
What's going on.
Yeah, what's going on.
I get that too.
So the lady, and then they have the pastor who's standing like at the main doors, and as you're coming in, he's shaking everybody's hand. So I go up and shaking his hand, and I'm like, wow.
He really grabbed that.
No,
he didn't.
it was like real limp.
Wow.
Like extremely limp. And I'm like, okay.
You have no. It sounds like you don't have no confidence. That could be us as well. You can get that.
But
as
to be at that position as a pastor for the whole church.
you're supposed to be the man of God. You're supposed
But
to be,
once you kind of like sit back and really absorb his energy, you could tell maybe that's his lifestyle. Maybe he's into that.
it doesn't matter about the handshake. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how you give somebody a handshake or not. Regardless if you a man of God or not. That doesn't mean that you're a horrible person, like you just said. His faith could be stronger than ever with God.
Right.
You can't tell off of somebody's handshake, but like you said, what you can tell.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you continue because it seems like you got something else for me.
No, well, this is the thing. You really can tell this
really
by their
can.
handshake. So without him saying a word to me, I shook his hand. Well, I mean, of course, he said welcome or,
How are you?
Yeah, so, but I really didn't get the tone that he might have been whatever type of lifestyle, but the handshake maybe threw off a light bulb. Then sitting through, the ceremony service. Okay,
Service.
I was going ceremony service. Then I was like, okay, maybe, because it was a little feminine. But to be honest with you, I don't care. I could care less. But I'm just saying, that's energy. You're feeling somebody's energy through the handshake. So limp is one, and like I said, that's like being submissive, or for a guy to give a very, very limp handshake, it could be effeminate. So then you have what you just said, a too strong handshake. Now, I'm going to shake your hand like I first met you. So,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So what do you think that is? If someone gives you a handshake and it's way too strong?
That means they think that they're above they're above you.
Okay, yeah.
Now, like that again. With that, I again, when I get handshakes, I give handshakes, which means what you just did, I do. That doesn't mean that I feel like I'm above you.
No, but you have to understand.
I got you.
I'm talking about like, they're doing too much.
Oh,
there's one thing with a firm handshake.
Yeah,
to
that's
let someone,
the phone, but I don't grab someone's hand and just squeeze
and
the
then
life out of
squeeze
it.
it.
No, you don't do that.
Okay, so like you said, they are trying to assert their dominance, but you have to understand there's a level of insecurity that comes in behind that. Why do you have to shake somebody's hand that hard?
You don't. Like I said, if I just meet somebody and I shake somebody's hand, like right now, it's like so I just met you, so this is what I do.
That's
like
a firm handshake.
Yes.
And mine's firm with yours. There's no
and
battle.
You did not see me like squeeze the life out of your hand.
Right, exactly.
I just grabbed it firm enough and showed you that I am, confident in giving you this handshake.
Right.
Then where like somebody squeezed the life out of that, no, there's no need for all that, because then you're hurting somebody else possibly, depending on, because you got tiny bones in your hand to begin with.
Right. So, but that's my point. They're trying to prove that they're this big guy, and no, but we see through it, because there's no reason for you to shake someone's hand.
And you know
hard.
about that person that we work with that does that same exact stuff too.
I don't know this.
You don't know that? He does.
His handshakes are super hard.
Yes. When I first met him in college.
Okay.
Yes. It's telling you, I'm like, this is something that we're going to talk about, because we're talking about handshakes.
Okay.
Never thought the day we would talk about handshakes.
It's an interesting topic. But go ahead.
I love it. It is really interesting. The viewers would definitely love that.
Uh-huh.
So we're sitting there, and actually I met him in the gym through another classmate, and he comes to say, he's like, hey, my name is, tell me his name, and then he grabbed my hand and shook like literally, like the way that we just grabbed.
Yeah.
He grabbed it hard.
Right.
Harder than that, and I was like, wow.
Right.
I never thought about it back then until
right.
This happened in 2015, so this is recent, like 4-year span.
Right.
So it's like, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell just happened? So it's like, and now I notice it, because with everything going on with us now, and what's going on with this person and the workforce with us, that proves a point right there.
It does prove a point.
And we did talk about in only an episode about extreme lying.
Yeah, extreme lying. But see, that's a point, because like I said, the handshake is a cover-up.
It is.
So when you
that
feel
was a cover-up.
when you feel that strong, too strong handshake,
that was too
like,
strong, I can tell you that.
Like, bro, you doing too much.
You're trying too hard.
Yeah, you're trying too hard. So after the too strong handshake, there's the overhand handshake. So let me show you what this one is. And for the listeners, I'm gonna try to explain this handshake. I'm going to shake his hand with my hand. His palm is up, my palm is down, and I'm shaking his hand.
That guys, that was weak ass, and it doesn't feel right. It feels wrong. It feels. It doesn't feel right.
Now you have to understand, this is a power move handshake.
Okay, power move.
So when someone comes in with their hand up like this,
up like that, okay,
and your natural instinct would be to do
like that.
Okay, so they're asserting their dominance because my hand is over top of yours.
Oh, so they're trying to pretty much. They're saying, "Hey, I'm more dominant
over you.
Yeah, I'm over you."
Because their hand is on top and yours is on the bottom. So this is the trick. What you do, if someone ever tries to come in with an overhand handshake, now you come in with the overhand handshake and shake my hand. I'll just do this. You turn it around. Yes, that's what you do. Okay. So if someone comes to you with the overhand handshake, you kind of lightly take their hand and you even it out.
With your hand. So all you listeners have to, like RM just said, I come to try to go overhead with you, grab it and put it into the middle, like
side,
to
so
show
y'all are
that
on equal ground.
Yeah, on equal balance.
Right. So then you have the underhand.
Okay, the underhand.
So now I'm coming to you and I'm giving you this. So what do you think this means?
This means that you're submissive and you want
Exactly.
me to be the one in power.
Exactly.
But if I don't want to be,
Or-
yeah. But the thing is, like you said, we can still straighten that out to make it equal, though.
It could, but it is a form of submission, but it's a form of respect too. So let's say you did something incredible, whatever it was. You finished your movie, and the movie's doing good, and I haven't seen you. I see you. Oh God, that's what's up?
Yeah, I see what you say. That doesn't
like,
mean yes.
Yeah. Like you're doing what you're supposed to do, and this is a sign of respect. So I'm giving you an underhand handshake. So your hand is on the top. So that really doesn't mean that I think I'm under you, but it's kind of just giving you that respect to let you know.
What you're doing is you're pretty much saying, hey, I like this movie that you guys made. I'm giving you respect for it because I felt that you deserved pretty much a encore what they do.
Right.
If a movie's good or a show's good, the whole crowd would stand up and just...
Right. In whatever capacity, though, you've just done something. I could just say you're a great person. You just are a standout person. I might come to you with that underhand
That as well,
handshake.
too. But some people do it to just because they think that they can walk on water. That you can take that into as well, like past what you just said.
Okay.
Like an example, like let's say if I didn't do anything at all, and I come in like you said, like the overhand, and just like grab, like like we just talked about, and I feel that I'm over you.
Yeah, that you're over.
Yeah.
But see, now you can put some of these in like combinations, so you can have an overhand two strong handshake.
I have had those. I have had those.
Yeah.
But I never thought that meant something.
Oh, all of these, yes.
This is all, guys. This is for you listeners out there. That's what makes this fun to do here.
Exactly, because we learn stuff.
We learn stuff, and we're teaching you guys.
Absolutely.
That's why I love doing the show with RM Hill, because I'm learning stuff every day that we do this, and it's funny to know that you think about all the handshakes that you have given in the past, and you think about what could have meant and how you got your hands shaken by these people.
Right. So to kind of keep going, you also have the holding on for too long.
I have noticed that. I have seen that. I haven't never experienced that.
Okay.
But I have noticed some handshakes in the past where you like really.
Yeah. Well, let's act this out again.
Okay.
So, hey Kyle, how's it going?
Aaron, how's it going?
How's it going, Aaron? Things are going good.
Yeah, things going good.
Okay.
You gonna let go of my hand now? Like you keep shaking it.
Okay, but this is a sign of social awkwardness.
Oh, it's pretty much just like oh.
They probably aren't like, I guess, in tune with the interaction.
No.
And they're just like they're going through emotion.
And there's I don't really want to shake your hand, but I'm shaking your hand because I'm just shaking your hand just because I'm just shaking your hand, basically. That's what it sounds like.
It could be that too, but they probably just don't pick up on social cues. So they might have all good intentions, but they just, okay, bro, we could stop shaking hands now.
I know, it's getting a little weird now.
two or three shakes, and you're good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah, you don't need to go like shake, 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 shake. Just maybe like 1, 2, done.
Okay. So let's go. This one is going to be interesting. And like you just said, sometimes things happen and you don't know, but then when the information comes to you, you're like, oh, that's what that meant. Yeah. So this happened to me a long time ago, and I thought this guy was cool. And I'm going to show you what he did. Now, stick out your hand and shake my hand.
Oh, that's a sideways handshake for you listeners out there. He just grabbed it just like a chicken wing. Got a chicken wing out there. Just grabbed and shook my hand. What kind of shake is that?
But that's called the left-handed handshake. Now, this is a sign of disrespect.
He pretty much was disrespecting you.
But he was a boss, and I thought he was a good boss. But maybe I don't know. I thought I was a good worker when I was working for him. So for him to shake my hand like that, I'm like, damn, man, it's like that. Okay. But I'm being honest. Like, I'm putting out my hand and shake it with the left. No, you have to shake with your left hand.
He's just like, really?
Yeah, it means like you're not important.
Pretty much he's saying F you, I don't care.
Pretty much. And that's how it feels when I shook your hand with my left. It kind of felt that way too, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Exactly.
It did. I see. Wow.
Yeah.
See, I know you listeners out there, I know you had to take something from this episode
absolutely.
Just because of now you guys can think about all the handshakes that you had in the past that maybe, leave a comment at the bottom on on a YouTube or maybe on Twitter at AaronSwarm03.
And the 1RM.
Right there, and you guys can let us know what you think,
right?
And tell us maybe a story that you want to tell,
right? And the list is not done yet.
No, we're still going on, guys. There's more handshakes out there. Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to say the just right handshake. I have kind of in order. So a just right handshake
Okay.
is just a normal handshake.
So-
So I'm shaking your hand. I'm not proving anything.
It's
It's
like
3
seconds
shakes,
long or 3
and
shakes.
Yeah, that's a normal handshake. So you can really feel like somebody's a genuine person if they just give
Just
you a normal
genuine.
handshake. So then we have this one, the double palm.
The double palm.
The double palm.
So what's that one?
Again, stick your hand out.
So, all right.
Now, how do you feel with this handshake?
I feel with since you had 2 hands, it seems like it's a little bit like, hey, you know, I'm like that person that has my pinky up while I'm drinking my tea. I don't know. That's what I'm getting at.
Well, no.
No.
Well, it's a sign of respect too.
It's sign of respect.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like warmth. It's almost like a hug. Like if you see somebody and you give them a nice hug,
Nice
that's
hug.
like a hug type of handshake.
Okay.
When I give you a handshake and then I put my other one around
I had
it.
experience that. Like,
Okay.
when I first went to church. I had an older lady that grabbed my hand just the way that you just did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I never thought anything of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I never thought anything of it.
Well, I used to have, and the person that did it with me was from church too. So,
I
but
have
this
seen
was
that a lot
older
in
guys.
church. I have seen
Yeah.
that in a lot of in church services.
So it's like accepting a kind of
Yes.
warm handshake.
Oh my gosh, like I'm really loving this. This
Yeah.
is really teaching me something. It's made me go back to the memory banks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Now this last one is an interesting one.
It's
Now
really-
we just
this whole thing's been interesting.
It has, but this one is going to be very interesting because we talked about power plays, right?
Yeah, how
So
Powell.
yeah, so the 2 strong handshake, we said, of course, he's trying to assert his dominance. He or she, because women give. Okay, so I did.
Women
miss
has
one.
dominance too.
They do, but I missed one handshake before I get to this last one.
Okay.
I want to end with this one. So a woman's handshake. Now I've seen this happen in a hospital one time.
Okay.
Where she does this. So for the listeners out there, do a nothing but net like you're shooting a basket. That's how your hand is. But this is women doing it. So it's almost like if you think about like Casablanca or something.
It's
where,
like you're going.
Yeah, you're gonna kiss my hand.
You're gonna kiss this hand. Like you're gonna kiss this hand,
like
bitch.
like a
basically.
queen or a princess. I've seen this woman do it, and I'm like, what the hell?
Like you snooty bitch. Like what the hell are you doing?
But it could be flirtatious too.
Can it really?
And I think more so with her it was because her personality wasn't mean. I didn't get like a mean spirit.
Did she like you?
Well, she was an older woman. Maybe she did. I don't know.
Hey.
I don't know. But she put her hand out like that, and I shook it. I wasn't going to kiss it, but you could kind of. I don't know this
I'm not
lady.
gonna kiss it.
I don't know
I
her.
like that.
So, but I'm saying.
No, I'm
so
not kissing somebody's hand.
I'm not kissing.
I don't give a shit if I know you and that I am not kissing your damn hand.
I'm not kissing your hand.
This ain't
But-
England.
Right. So, but she gave me her hand like that. And it was kind of, I guess, she was playing her feminine role. And I
Okay.
was in the masculine role. So when, I shook her hand, it just played itself out like that.
Okay.
So again, but women, I've seen them give very nice
Decent
handshakes.
handshakes.
But, being a woman, and if she is playing her feminine role, and there's nothing wrong with that. So this is what I do want to say that a lot of people don't know. Men and women have feminine and masculine energies in them. So I don't want people to think that men don't have a feminine side. They do. It's the yin and the yang, but your masculine side has to outweigh your feminine energy.
Yeah.
And with women, the feminine energy outweighs the masculine.
So with that, so in my opinion, this is how I feel. I know in society, it's not everybody's equal. In my
yes,
opinion.
everyone has equal abilities.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Equal ability.
Outside of maybe like strength. Guys are going to be naturally
Obviously strong, but
Yeah.
it still doesn't matter. It's women don't get a lot of, like a lot of things like we do, like men do. As
Have you seen how many assistant store managers are female?
no, I'm saying it's coming now, but back in the day,
Earlier, yeah.
earlier it wasn't. Now I'm glad that we're starting to adapt. Females to more of the workplace because it's, in my opinion, it should be equal. Like like that. So I'm glad that everything is going to that. Like I said, back in the day, it was like if a woman normally would
Right.
stay home, cook dinner, have the kids, while the men go out
and make the money.
and make the money, bring it home.
Okay, so before I'm going to get to this last
Yeah,
point.
guys, I know we're getting off topic.
No, but it's to what you're saying. I just witnessed something. So we have somebody we work with who works in a plumbing area,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when I've seen it happen a few times. Guys come in and they're asking me questions. I'm like, I'm not plumbing. She is. Who? Her? Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Thank you. I got a story. I guess after he's done with this, I got a story for you guys too. But
No,
go
I
ahead.
mean, but that's pretty much it. Like, I'm looking at him like she knows her stuff.
Now I'm gonna tell this one story out there to you listeners. So one day I was at work with this young lady that knows about plumbing real well, and we're sitting there, I'm talking to her inside the plumbing aisle where all the PVC stuff is. So I was actually in plumbing that day, and when I'm sitting there learning, because after you guys, I am not a handyman. I don't know anything about plumbing. I don't know anything about anything that's handyman, but I'm learning. I really want to learn. So I'm sitting there. I got a guy. I'm sitting there. Mind you, I'm trying to get you guys a picture of this. She's in front of me. So the way that she's in front of me, the aisle entrance is right behind her.
Okay.
And then I'm on the other side. So I'm sitting there and I'm seeing this man coming forward, and I'm talking to her. He walks past her, goes to me and asks a plumbing question. I'm like, so I have no clue. This is your person right here, and I pointed to her, and he was like, oh. Like you could tell he could have been a little bit like, I'm not saying he was sexist, I don't know, but it looked like
disbelief. Maybe
it was like, oh, women don't know anything.
Exactly.
That's horseshit because women knows.
Yeah, they know a lot.
They do.
Yeah. Well, I told the one guy, I forget what his reaction was, and it was some other employees in the aisle. But I said, she's here every day. She knows this stuff.
She knows her shit.
Yeah, she knows her stuff. So just because she's a woman doesn't
mean she can't do it. Like I said, I have learned some stuff from her. I'm still learning. I like to talk to her. She teaches me some stuff about plumbing. And just like I said, it's not all. It's like with hardware. That doesn't mean because you're a woman you don't know.
You don't know. Yeah, because I mean, people have experience with maybe their dad was into plumbing and they picked up that, or they went to school for it. There's women who go to school, for like the trades.
Exactly.
So yeah, you can't just walk past somebody or overlook someone.
Yeah, like that kind of made me angry because I'm like, she's like standing right in front of me, like you can't miss her, like she's in front of me, and you go over her and you look at me like I need this, like.
Yeah.
So I have no clue.
But. So we got on that because we were talking about women and their handshakes. So
let's
to
talk
wrap
about
it up, the last
handshake.
handshake. This one, okay, so I didn't go through all these to lead up to this one. So the too strong one, we said it's a certain dominance. The overhand one is a certain dominance, right?
You just say that. Yep.
The left-handed handshake is disrespect, and that's kind of like asserting their dominance over you too. Like, just like you're not even on my level.
Time.
Yeah,
exactly. You're not worth my time.
Now get this one.
Okay.
Now I've seen people making, again, the same company we work at, people making $100,000 a year, 6 figures. I've seen them do this. They go to the bathroom, do their business, walk out, don't wash their hands. Hold on, but check this. It's getting worse. And I've seen this happen in real time. They come out the stall and don't wash their hands. And what do? I follow them out the bathroom. So sometimes you guys come into the bathroom at the same time, you do what you have to do, and you leave. I wash my hands. So he's out of the bathroom before
you get out.
I'm done.
Yeah, before you're done.
But I see him. I'm coming off in the distance. He's shaking everybody.
Oh, my God. For your listeners out there, you got to, come on now. That is disgusting. You got his jaw.
You have to understand this.
That's where bacteria comes from.
But I only see certain people doing it. So this is my idea. And I didn't do my research on why people do this, but again, it's to assert their dominance, but it's in a sick way. I just have my hands on my nuts. I didn't wash them.
Yeah, if I'm touching your hand.
And I'm gonna give you a handshake.
Exactly. I took a shit and I had my hand up my ass with toilet paper, raping it, and I'm gonna touch your hand.
And I didn't. I've seen people
without you washing them.
Don't even look at the sink. They don't even look at the sink, bro.
Oh my God! Listen now.
He just walks smooth out,
dude. Like that's just nasty. No, because the thing is, that's where you think bacteria gets spread to. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Nowadays, I kind of thought about that now and then, which means is I will fist bump you. Like I'll give you a fist bump because I'm like, I'm not giving you my open palm, especially if I just see you walking out of the bathroom. I don't care if you wash your hands. Maybe, I don't know. I wasn't in the bathroom. I've seen some associates walk out the bathroom, just walking out the bathroom normally like this. They say, hey, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Just give them my fist.
Yeah, fist bump.
Oh, heck.
So I've seen that happen too, and I would give them fist bumps. If they ever came up to me and I knew that they were one of these people, give me a pound. Just
dude, I can't believe you witnessed that. I never witnessed that. But the thing is that you got somebody that doesn't wash your hands when you go to the bathroom like that, and you touching other people's hand flat-handed, you spreading bacteria.
You are. But this is the thing.
Especially if you're not clean.
But this is the thing. You would think someone of a lower status would do something like that. These are people who are making 100.
No, because they think that they're above everybody. Oh, I'm making 500K a year, or I'm making $1 million a year, or I'm making 100K. It doesn't matter. 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures. It doesn't matter.
Right.
They think that they're above everybody else.
Right.
And they're typical people is the one that like to get in trouble with the law.
But okay, so the ones that I've seen do it, they were bad people. So let's say you have someone making this
No,
all
no,
goes
no,
there.
yeah,
but this is what I'm
everybody's bad,
saying.
though.
All these handshakes translate to your personality.
Basically.
They all do. So like we said, limp, overhand, underhand, they're all your
See,
personality.
I just learned something today.
Yeah, but so this one, like I said, if you knew a manager who was real cool, you would probably see him wash his hands in the bathroom.
Not always necessarily.
But get this. Does he go around shaking people's hands?
No, he probably fist bumps them.
Okay. So it's the ones that have this insecurity. So the one person I do remember, he was short. So that Napoleon short complex is real. I know 3 people right off the top of my head that they overcompensate. They gotta be
I can
overly.
make a joke for that, which is somebody
What's
that's
that?
Napoleon that's short, and you're taller than them. You look at them and say, "Oh, how it is down there," and then they're like, "I know you just didn't say that." And then they just go ahead and maybe go put their hand in some kind of those shit or somebody else's shit, and now shake my hand.
But that's the thing.
Yes,
that's what I'm
because you
saying.
pissed them off.
That's their retaliation.
Yes.
So they have this complex. But me, I don't care if you're tall, short,
It doesn't
fat,
matter.
skinny, I don't care. But with these people, I guess they feel like they're not tall enough. Maybe they got picked last in basketball in high
But
school.
you don't give your right to give somebody bacteria infection.
But that's their way of getting back. It's just their way of getting back. So this was a list that
That was
handshakes.
interesting. That was interesting, and some sickness to it as well.
Yeah, it was very sick, but that's just their way to kind of get over on you. So we're coming up on 41 minutes. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
In the NFL world, my Panthers, Cam Newton's rolled out with a ankle injury on Sunday, so Kyle Allen would definitely make a start at quarterback against the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona.
Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
The Steelers, what happened to their quarterback?
He's out for the season.
The Giants, what happened to their quarterback?
He's not the same anymore, so Eli's done, so Daniel
Okay.
Jones is getting the start.
What happened to the Saints quarterback?
Injured out until 6 to 8 weeks.
What's the other quarter? I know I'm missing one. There's another injury with a quarterback, right?
I'm trying to think.
In any event.
Any event.
And you have the Dolphins that suck ass, apparently.
Yeah, Josh Rosen. They with that alone, the Dolphins need to see what Josh Rosen can possibly do. I'm high on him. I think he can become a good quarterback. He's from University of California, so I think he could be something. I think the Dolphins need to see because they're tanking this year. They're trading all their assets are tanking. They probably will get the first overall pick. They need to see if Josh Rosen could be the franchise. Then instead of selecting the quarterback first overall, they'll go ahead and draft a need somewhere else.
Okay, now the reason me saying this is I just read something with Jerry Jones. His name's Jerry Jones, right?
For the Cowboys.
Okay, Jerry Jones and Jay-Z. So apparently check this out, and then I'm going to get to my point.
Okay.
Jerry Jones and Jay-Z apparently were at this restaurant.
They sound like they're on each other's dick. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, reading what I read, Jerry Jones said Jay-Z was one of the top 5 greatest people he's ever met. He loves his business sense, but you have to understand business people are going to like other business people, and business is cutthroat. So what they did, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the NBA is the same way. There's a certain parameters you have to fall in line with when you're doing negotiations with players.
You're right.
So Jay-Z is not an agent.
He's not.
So apparently they were in this restaurant down in the wine cellar for 5 hours negotiating Des Bryant's contract.
But he's not an agent, though.
Maybe. I don't know. This is what I'm reading.
Okay, so this happened a long time ago because Des Bryant's no longer a Cowboy.
Okay, but whenever it happened, it happened. But this is my point. We just named 4 teams that don't have a quarterback.
We did.
Okay. Jay-Z used to stand up for Colin Kaepernick, right?
Correct. There's some reports out there that his agent is reaching out to all these teams without the quarterback.
So,
including the Jacksonville Jaguars is also in the talk as well.
Okay. So Jay-Z was down with Jerry Jones.
In bed with Jerry Jones, he should say.
Whatever way you want to slice it. Yeah, he was in cahoots with Jerry Jones and negotiated. This is what I'm reading. If it's not true, then you got to fact check them. But this is what I'm reading.
This is what's the source?
I didn't pull up the source, but it was. I get like these lists of events that come up on my phone, and that was one of them. So, long story short, if he sat with Jerry Jones and negotiated something to get Des Bryant, whatever, why can't he do it with Kaepernick? There's 4 teams now
that needs quarterbacks.
That needs a quarterback,
including possibly Carolina Panthers, my team. If Kyle Allen, I like Kyle Allen, I like Will Grill, young guys. Kyle was there last year. Knows the playbook a little bit more than Will. Will can become. I know he can become a future franchise quarterback. That's if he develops to what we all think he is. A lot of people don't like him. A West Virginia product. But I still think he can turn into something for us. So we don't have to choose high on the quarterback like we did with Cam Newton back in 2011. But what my point is saying is Colin Kaepernick is still without a job.
He's still without a job. So a lot of people are coming to the realization that he'll never play again. I mean, because this happened before. I remember I don't watch football.
But the question is all these teams desperate enough to still have that in the locker room?
Have what in the locker room?
Because with what he was doing, a lot of people it rubbed people the wrong way. That's what I'm saying.
But there's still NFL players doing it, even though it might be a small number.
I do get that.
Okay,
I get that. The NFL is, when it comes to that, sometimes they're hypocritical.
They are,
if you think about it.
Okay, so this is my thing though. So you have 4 teams, and what I was going to say is I don't watch football, but I'll look at the headlines sometimes and the news to see what's going on. So I remember maybe last year. I think
also the Jets got a quarterback out, 2 quarterbacks out.
So they have
Sam
2
Darnold
slots.
got that. Yeah, so Sam Darnold has that little kissing disease that you get in high school. Man, I don't know how the hell that happened.
Okay, I don't
Dude,
know.
that's like a high school kind of shit. Like, I'm going to go kiss everybody. But anyways, then Trevor Simeon's out because he got hit. I didn't see the hit, but I know that he got hit hard, and it kind of, I think it shattered his ankle. So now they're down to the slow string quarterback, Luke Falk.
Okay.
Falk, something like that.
So, I mean, but that's just putting more on my point.
Yes,
so
I see what you're
right
saying.
now, today, you just said the Jets have 2 positions open.
Yep. But I guarantee you Kaepernick is not coming.
So let me give you this, and you know football better than me, so you can kind of co-sign on this. There was a point where I think the Dolphins needed a quarterback. Instead of getting Colin Kaepernick, they went and got Jay Cutler.
Yep, and then they got
and who?
Go ahead.
Jay Cutler didn't play in the league for a long time, right?
I think he was out for. I think he was out for a year, almost. Not quite. I don't remember. I'm
it was
trying to remember.
But it was a year and some change maybe that he didn't play.
Yes.
And they just come on.
Yep.
And Kaepernick was still in shape, out on the field, practicing.
Yep.
I think.
Again, like I said, hypocritical.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, the proof is in the pudding now. He probably won't throw another pass in the NFL.
I'm telling you now, he's not. He's not going to. I know it probably rubs some people the wrong way, but he's not.
He's not. So I was telling you off air, and I was talking to somebody else. Like, I watched that interview with Jay-Z and the commissioner for the NFL.
He's another one. Roger Goodell's another one.
Yeah.
He's in bed with a lot of people.
He is. So I watched that, and the interview was probably 45 minutes to 50 minutes long. They're asking him all types of questions.
He's just dodging them.
They danced around some. They took some head on, but the last question was, will Colin Kaepernick be back in the league? Interview's over.
Is that what?
Yeah, interview's over. We're done, guys.
Roger say?
We're done.
So Roger Goodell said, they said, what is Colin Kaepernick coming back? He's like, oh, interviews, nice talking to you. Interview's over.
Exactly.
Bye.
That's
a wrap.
And they wrapped it up. They didn't even they didn't say yes. They didn't say no. Interview's over. So that leads you to believe they have no intentions of putting him back in the league.
Nope. I'll be shocked if he does come back. Like I said, hypocritical. Like I said, it's like, but at the same time, it's so much stuff that's going on. These teams need quarterback. Needs a quarterback.
Yeah, especially if you have 2 slots open. So they're going off the 3rd string quarterback now.
But yep, Luke is getting the start.
And have you seen him play?
I don't know who this.
You don't even know him.
I don't even know who this kid is.
You don't even know.
He's a practice squad
man.
guy. He jumps around practice squad to practice squads. I have no clue who this,
So they're
who
giving
this kid is
practice squad guy time on the field instead of
until they get Sam Darnold back that has that little kissing disease that you, like I said, you get in high school. Mono.
So here's my question. I think you kind of touched on it already. They probably look at Kaepernick like, you started all this. If it wasn't for you sitting down first, then kneeling, none of this would have happened. We wouldn't have this
Some people
outrage.
will argue that, yeah. Some people would agree with it. Some people would disagree with it.
But I think that's what they're thinking. So since you did that, we're kicking you out the league and you're never coming back.
Basically. That's what I'm thinking.
Why else?
But they're letting, like Brandon Marsh, for example, when he was with the Broncos, a lot of people did the same thing, and they're still playing.
Yeah, but we talked about that too, like Ben Roethlisberger and
his issue,
and Pac-Man
Ray
Jones,
Rice.
and all these people. Well, Ray Rice, Ray Rice,
Lewis. I was talking about Ray Rice and his situation. And Lewis,
Ray Rice with his situation.
Yep.
They tried to.
They tried to hang him by his ball sack.
But before the video came out, so he did this stuff. The NFL saw the videotape
and didn't say go.
No, they didn't. They were quiet until TMZ came out with it.
And they said, oh, you got to go.
Yeah, then all of a sudden, oh, now we got it. So they weren't going to say anything.
They was going to let him continue playing.
Yeah, they were. But when TMZ comes out and the whole world, even people who don't watch football, see a man punch a woman in the face or whatever he did.
The NFL should never try to cover it up anyway. That was wrong on their part. When that video, before even that source got it, he should have been kicked out automatically. Especially if there was proof of him, of somebody doing something. Now, if it's just he say, she says,
then you can't
kick them out until you have actual solid evidence.
So, well, we're at 51 minutes. We had another great podcast. I did have some things I want to get into, but I'm going to wait till the next one. So we were talking about the celebrity blood sacrifices and everything.
We did talk about that.
And I'm going to get into detail with that, and I will have my notes.
Okay.
Because some of this stuff is real.
Yeah, like every time we talk about it, it's real. It's not real. It's no second guess or no
right.
You know,
if it is, we'll say it. We'll say it.
Or this is conspiracy theory, or this is may had happened, maybe not. But everything that we spoke today happened. Like with the Velasquez situation, that happened.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You can fact check anything.
Yes, you guys can.
And if we're wrong, then
just
leave it in the comments. You guys was wrong. Okay, this is what really happened. Okay, we're cool. We're human. We make mistakes. We don't remember everything 100%. But with this one here, I think people will be, and a lot of people already kind of know about the casting couches. But when you talk about these blood sacrifices, like I was just reading, and this has been going on since like the 1930s.
That doesn't surprise me. So
there was this this one guitarist. He was like a blues player, and I guess he was joking that he sold his soul to the devil because people saw him play the guitar and he was crap. And then maybe a couple weeks later, he's like killing this thing.
Oh my god!
And they're like, "How did you learn?" Now, I'll say this: when you put in your time,
the devil is a liar.
But check this out: when you put in your time with whatever you want to do, so whether it's drawing, whether it's
what we're doing right now,
singing,
basically,
anything,
anything,
you're going to get better. The more and more you do it, the better you get.
Better in overnight.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why it raised a lot of questions. And he died at 25 years old.
That tells me something right there.
So you don't know. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be a physical devil. It could be people who have that devil mindset. So let's say I own a corporation. I'm worth $5 billion. And I can make all your dreams come true.
Exactly.
Let's say you're working at Popeyes and you're on the fryer. And they're $9 something an hour. And they're only giving you like 15 hours a week. But let's say you could sing. You're a great singer. I catch, who's this guy? He can sing? Okay. Bring him in.
All right. But there's always a catch.
There's always a catch. So I'm not going to get too in depth with this. I'm just going to say there are people with power that doesn't have to be like a spirit devil. They just have a mentality. So if I can get you to sell your soul to me, I can make you rich. You want women? All the women you want. You want cars? I got cars. You want houses? Vacations? You got all that.
You want cell phones? I got that too.
I got everything you want, but at the end of the day, I own you.
Yep. So,
I own your name.
Yep.
I own
your music.
I own everything
and
about
if you try to cross me, you're done.
You're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Or put you. See, this is the thing. They do humiliation. Oh, I'm going to cut it short.
We're good.
But I'm just going to give them a teaser to what I'm going to get to.
Oh,
in
yeah,
depth.
you got to see that teaser.
You had to do the teaser. So they can humiliate you. Bill Cosby.
Yeah, they did that.
Put you in
think he's
jail.
innocent. I think he's innocent of some of that stuff. I'm not saying all of it, but I think he's innocent of some of that.
But that's the thing. So we just talked about you have two different kind of groups. A group that will go to jail and a group that could do the same thing and they're free.
You're right. And like you said, somebody like that, I own you, basically.
Yeah, I own you. I own everything about you. So we'll get into Prince.
Yep.
Like Prince, he realized this early and he shaved a slave in his beard. So we'll get into all that stuff.
Yeah, we will.
We'll get into it. But
all right, guys, we're going to wrap this up.
It's 55 minutes. This is something like a podcast, episode 6. Until next time.
Peace out, guys.